So the one-to-one principle states that when kids are learning to count, and this is sort of developing simultaneously perhaps, or maybe a little bit after, sort of this stable order principle, sort of knowing the number names in the correct order, and knowing that order matters. Kids begin to do this thing that we've already talked about, where they sort of start trying to tag objects as they're counting. And early on, before they're sort of fully grasping the one-to-one principle, they're doing this incorrectly, right? This was sort of 1, 2, 4, 5, 9, or maybe they go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and their fingers going faster.
They'll double tag one, and they'll miss some, and it doesn't really matter to them.
Right.
You know, and that's okay. That's indicative that they haven't quite caught on to the one-to-one principle.
Right. This principle that we adhere to, and like we mentioned earlier, the celebration of that is exciting. That kids are learning this motion. This is an important part of learning to count. So when a kid is using one-to-one correspondence correctly, they're going to tag one and only one object for each number name. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, showing an understanding of one-to-one correspondence. Again, the one-to-one principle states that they not only are able to do that, but they understand that matters, right? That each one of those touches and tags and number names is important. Some early mistakes that kids make when they're beginning to grasp the one-to-one principle is that they might double tag an object. So for example, when they're counting the set, they might say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they might think that they're, sort of get a count of 7 there, sort of double tagging one of those. Or they may actually skip one of them when they count, and they might say 1, 2, 3, 4, and miss one in their count. But it's that understanding that you give one and only one number name for each object, and each object gets only one number name as they count. That's the understanding that matters in the one-to-one principle.
Count these.
Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So how many cubes are there?
12.
We're defining the one-to-one principle as two things, that a student tags one and only one object for each number name and assigns one number name to each and every object in the set. You'll see in the standards that they define this as when students are counting objects, they pair each object with one and only one number name, and each number name with one and only one object.
And I think we interpret the one-to-one principle as that understanding that this one-to-one correspondence matters. So there's certainly a difference between just making a mistake and accidentally skipping one versus understanding that it's important that there is this one-to-one correspondence between the number words and the things that you've tagged.